Belief is such a big topic. One of the main questions I ask myself for as long as I can remember is, why do we believe what we do? Is it something we choose, something we're taught, or something we inherit without even realizing it? Today on Talk Anything, we're slowing things down and exploring belief, where it comes from, why it sticks, and what happens when we start to question it. But as always, the history. I think it's worth taking a step back and looking at where belief actually comes from. For most of human history, belief wasn't really something we choose. It was something that we lived by. Long before science or psychology, belief was how people explained the world around them. Things like storms, illnesses, death, and even luck. All of it was understood through stories, myths, and shared ideas. And those beliefs weren't just personal, they were collective. Entire communities believed the same thing, and therefore created a sense of order and belonging. If you believed what everyone else believed in, you would fit in. You understood your place in the world. But if you didn't, it wasn't just a disagreement. It could mean being isolated or even seen as a threat. Over time, belief became tied to identity. It wasn't just what you thought, it was about who you were, where you came from, and how you saw the world. And even as society changed, a lot of that still sticks with us today. Many of our beliefs come from our environment, we the way that we are raised, the people around us, the experiences we go through, and even the media we consume. So when we ask why we believe what we believe, it's usually not just one reason. It's a mix of history, culture, experience, and sometimes just what feels right. And I think that's where things get interesting, because belief doesn't always come from logic. Sometimes it comes from something much harder to explain. So I conducted an interview with a student of sociology and a dear friend of mine, Ella. The first question I asked her is, do you think belief is something we choose or something we inherit?
Do I think that belief is something we choose or something we inherit? Well, I think that we first inherit it or inherit beliefs from TV shows, family, people we are around, cultural norms. But then I believe we can choose. But we can only choose when we have free thinking, I think, and are open to new ideas. Because if we stay in that bubble that we've inherited, say from our parents, we have no opportunity to delve into new ideas and perspectives.
I think her response was interesting because it showed how belief isn't always something we actively choose. It's, our environment that comes into it. The second question that I asked her was, has she ever changed a belief that she once strongly held?
Have I ever changed a belief that I once held strongly? Well, not off the top of my head. I think the closest thing is changing, I think, my belief on time. Originally, it was so rigid. If I needed to go somewhere, I needed to get there at least 30 minutes early, even if it was unimportant, flexible things. Now I think I still have the anxiety that comes with it, but I'm choosing to let go more and not try to control everything. So I guess I changed my belief from the exactly on time where everything will go wrong to it's okay if I leave a little bit late, I will still make it. And I think that definitely stemmed from one of my friends who was very time not sensitive, I think, for a little while, as well as another group of friends who got to a movie really late and we missed the beginning, but guess what? Nothing happened. So I guess I'm just kind of changing my perspective on how time works and getting to things.
And I thought her response was interesting because it really highlights how much of belief is shaped by the things outside of us. She stated how the world didn't end when her friends were late, and therefore it changed her belief on being on time. The third question I asked Ella was, do you think people today question belief more than in the past?
Do I think that people today question beliefs more than in the past? In the sense of religious beliefs, I don't think so really. I think it's generally the same. Maybe more accentuated now due to social media and mass communications, but I think the questioning and, in the worst case, discriminating against someone is inherent and quite a lot in human nature and history. Um, in the sense of personal beliefs, though, the way we've been brought up to do something, or in sociology terms, social facts, I think we are definitely questioning it more as mass media has allowed more opinions, more perspectives, and more cultures to show the way they do things so that people are exposed to different beliefs and thus are given the opportunity to make it their own if it aligns with them.
And with her response, I think kind of comes back to that perspective, how differently people see the same idea. The final question I asked Ella was, what role do you think culture and family play in shaping belief?
What role do I think culture and family plays? Culture and family plays in shaping beliefs. Well, I think every culture has a certain way of doing things, same with different families. I think that culture and family play a massive role in shaping beliefs at a very early developmentary level, if that's a word, because it is what an individual has grown up with. Values, norms, roles are all etched into their identity, and changing that belief can sometimes become detrimental to an individual's self-identity. However, through the lens of, say, self expression and creating an identity outside family and culture, sometimes an individual may realize that the way they have been brought up and expected to behave or act may not be in line with their identity after all. So, in that sense, I believe that culture and family do shape belief. But if an individual has the opportunity to expand their knowledge, they may shift their beliefs. For example, change to a different religion, change the way they dress, change the way they respond to the world and society. So, yes, culture and family do shape beliefs, but I think in the end, it's up to the individual to break out of their norms and expose themselves to different beliefs so they can make it work for them.
And, you know, when listening to her response, I found that it's that sort of thing that really makes it interesting. Perhaps belief is one of those things we don't always stop to question, because most of the time it just feels normal to us. But when you start to look at it, where it comes from, you realize how much of it is shaped by everything around us. And maybe it's not about changing what we believe, but just understanding it a little more. Some food for thought. Next episode, we're shifting things into something a bit different. We're talking about why music matters. And I know, we're finally there. Not just what we listen to, though, but why it connects us the way it does. Thanks for listening to Talk Anything. If you enjoyed this episode, feel free to follow along, and I'll see you in the next one.